Holly here from Crafty Screen, and today I've got Dave with me, who is boss of Screen Print World and Crafty Screen and all-round screen printing guru,
wizard,
screen printing wizard,
I like.
And you've been in the industry for
40 years. 40 years this year. Yeah.
Okay,
Left school, went straight into printing, and I've been in printing ever since. And screen printing mainly. Never left the industry. I like it so much.
Just loved it so much. You never left. So yeah. So today we're just going to do some Q&A, like questions we get asked a lot, and just we thought it'd be nice to do a little video, and you could meet Dave and. Yeah, so let's get started on the questions. So the first one I've got is, what is screen printing?
Screen printing. Screen printing is when you take a meshed screen, usually nylon mesh. Used to be called silk screen printing years ago because it used to be silk. So you take a nylon mesh, you stretch it over a frame, then you pop your design onto there, either photographically or using a stencil, or you can even do by hand where you can just draw it on. And then you pop that screen down onto the substrate you want to print. So substrate can mean a garment, it can mean a piece of paper, it can be a piece of board or glass. And then you push through the screen your ink directly onto your substrate. And when you lift the screen up, voila, got your design. That's screen printing.
As easy, yeah. It made it
been around for hundreds of years. I think it was the Japanese that invented it.
It was.
There we go.
So next question is they're all very just do good at everything, don't they? What do I need to get me started with screen printing? So what kit, like what sort of stuff? The basics.
The basics, you need a screen. Okay. You'll need a squeegee, some ink. Pretty much that's about it, because you, like I said before, you can pop a little stencil, and I'm sure Holly's been teaching people how to do that. We know, we've seen the videos. Or you can actually paint a stencil on there. So you need very little, really. It's a great little thing to get into. It's a great little craft to start. And I think you can start it for probably under 50
You can even use, like, we did a video, didn't we, not long ago, with leaves.
Yeah.
You can use things like that as well. So you can be really creative with screen printing.
You can be very creative, and it's very seasonal as well, because your t-shirts in the summer, and then in the autumn leaves, and then in the winter sweatshirts.
You can never get bored screen printing, could you?
Well, 40 years, still doing it. There you go.
The next question is, what can I screen print onto?
Pretty much any flat surface. I was printing onto various things in my career, so you can print mainly t-shirts and garments and that type of thing, but I've done aprons, I've done all sorts of bags. I've even done incontinence sheets. How about that? There we go. So all sorts of things that are flat. If it's nice and flat and you can put a screen on it, and you can get the ink to stay on there, that's the important bit, get the ink to key to it, then you can screen print it.
There you go. You can print onto anything and everything.
There we go.
Screen printing. How can I screen print my own designs?
Get creative. Pop your own designs. Start to play with them. See what you can and can't do. Blend the inks as well. Play around with the inks. You know, the inks are all water-based, so environmentally friendly, and also they're easy to use and easy to wash up as well. That's the important thing. There's no chemicals or anything, and you can play with the inks, play with the colours, mess around with them. Just get going with it.
You can just literally like pour random ink onto a screen and just see what happens.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Like
and then you'll get it everywhere, like everybody does, and then that's when you learn, and then you do the videos, and then you start to really get.
You do the videos. You're talking about me. You start to learn, do the videos. Messy. Always messing with everything, not just screen printing, just in general. How can screen printing be suitable for children? This is a good one, because
well, a lot of kids nowadays, if they print something, they go print, and it just presses and print or another one. That's not really printing, is it? It's not really. You don't get a feel for it. It's such a tactile thing to do, to use your hands and push the ink through onto a garment, and you're creating from nothing to something, and the kids absolutely love it. The children that I've taught doing it absolutely adore screen printing. They get a little bit on the hands and perhaps a little bit on the shirt, but it makes every shirt individual. There's no sort of right or wrong way of doing it, really. It's whatever works for you.
Yeah, and also it's a good way of teaching them colour theory.
Yeah.
Because you've got the colours, so if you were like adding a bit of learning in there and wanted to teach kids about colour, it's a great way of doing it, because you could say like, okay, what does yellow and red make, and they can make it, and I think it's different.
What does it make, yellow and red?
Yellow and red is orange, isn't it?
You sure?
Yeah, I think so.
See, I doubt yourself then.
I was like, no, it's orange. Sure I should know this. I should know this.
Yes.
You've done my degree in.
Degree in art. You really should know that.
Degree in colour. I should know this. What's the next question? So, how long does it take for a screen print to dry?
If you're screen printing, and it depends on the surface and how many times you screen print it, usually you should not screen print something more than twice, because otherwise you tend to saturate whatever you're printing. But pretty much it will, if you could just dry it with a hairdryer, it's touch dry almost immediately. And if you add an additive to it, we use a cold cure additive in our inks, and if you add that additive, it will be cured to go through a washing machine within 48 hours. So you can just leave it on the side to cure away, and that's all you need to do, really.
So, next question is screen printing environmentally friendly?
Yeah, it's about as environmentally friendly as you can get with the water-based inks. Yeah, absolutely. You wash it up with water, as long as you don't tip anything down the drain, and you use rags to clear it up. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty green as far as printing goes. Yeah.
Should we make this our last question for now?
Fire away.
Alright, what should we do? What ink should I use?
You've heard me talk about water-based inks. There's a plastic ink called Plastisol, and there's a water-based ink called water-based ink.
Ta-da!
So water-based inks are what you should use. They're easy to mix, they're fun to play with, they're environmentally friendly, and we've got some great colours. We've even got glow-in-dark inks, and we've got sparkle inks, we've got fluorescent inks. There's such a wide choice on the website.
Everyone's loving the fluorescent inks at the minute, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's the
going a
ones to
bit
go
wild.
with. They're the ones to go with.
Yeah. So, yeah, so we're going to make this a more of a regular thing, maybe like
Yeah.
once a month. So if anyone has
Absolutely.
any questions, if you're dying to know anything about, I don't know, different
Just screen printing,
techniques
generally
and
screen printing.
yeah,
Questions on life now, I'm not
yeah,
good at that, but screen
that's not
printing,
good. Two words people you can ask about that, I think. But yeah, so anything screen print related, t-shirt, garment, decoration related.
Absolutely. Fire it over
Fire
to us and
away.
we'll see if we can help you out.
So yeah, well, until next time, bye.